Should your company be using stock photos, or should you be taking your own photos? Let me start by explaining what stock photos are if you're not aware. Stock photos are photos that are taken by anybody really, that are then uploaded to a service which will then sell the photos and the photographer will receive commission. The buyer then buys the license to use the photos and can use them however they want. People really like using stock photos because it's a massive time saver. Instead of hiring a photographer and choosing between a limited selection of photos that they're able to take for a non-specific purpose, you can instead search through a few pictures, actually hundreds or thousands of pictures based on a search. However, I think there are certain benefits that could potentially outweigh stock photography benefits. And that is that stock photography tends to look very generic and impersonal. When you take your own pictures, you add a lot more of a personal flair to it, and it becomes a little bit more specific to your company, to whoever took the photo, whoever was using it. But that does mean that you have to put more time into whatever it is that you are creating. And sometimes that can be the downfall. Let's say that you're updating your website. If you have a massive header on your website that's a couple people shaking hands instead of something that you have done for your company, something that your company has done, then it really didn't succeed very well, does it? It doesn't answer the question, what's going on here? And that can be the biggest problem. When pictures are taken of a real thing that's happened, there are often subtle clues that it was real. Often stock photographers will make it look almost too perfect and will use as little props as possible because they are going to pump 100 of these things out and upload them. So using your own photos with your own thing in mind will be infinitely better, but you still do have to know what you're taking the picture of. And that can be the hardest part when you're just taking pictures. Of course, I don't want to say that you shouldn't be using stock photography at all. Stock photography really is so much easier to use. It saves a lot of time, and time is money. But there are certain times when you definitely shouldn't be using stock photography. The one question you need to ask yourself is, how long is this going to be used for? If it's on your website, it's going to be shown to a lot more people for a lot longer than, say, an Instagram post, which they only last for a week or less. A general rule is if the subject of the photo involves people, you're definitely going to take your own pictures because we know when people are faking being excited, and it looks really bad on every single stock photo that I have ever seen. The other question you need to ask yourself is, how important is this blank? This post or this ad or whatever it is. If it's super important, then it's more important and more imperative that you spend the time to take the pictures that you want, to start from nothing, to draw out exactly what it is that you want, and spend the time to make it the best you can. Imagine a scenario with me. Let's say that your company is having a fundraiser. Whatever the fundraiser is for, it doesn't really matter. If you're having a fundraiser, you want people to come, and you're going to put out an ad or a post. It's really important. If you use a photo of, say, just people enjoying themselves, and it's a stock photo, and you just simply put, "We're having a fundraiser" over top of it, it's not going to pique people's curiosity, and they're not going to come, which means your fundraiser didn't get as much money as it needed. However, if you have done this before, if you've had this fundraiser before, then use pictures from a previous year and put it in there and explain why are you having this fundraiser. You could say, "We're having a fundraiser for whatever it is." And then have a way for people to go find more information if they're interested. People see that you have done this before, that people genuinely are caring, and if it's about a topic that they're going to care about, they'll be more interested, and you've included information that they can go find easily. So really, taking your own photos is the way to go if you can. Now, of course, if you're taking pictures, then you have to have an idea of what you're taking pictures of, and that can be the very difficult part. And you have to go out and take the pictures. You have to take the time to do that, and then you have to edit them, and then you can put them in your graphic or whatever it is. Stock photos, of course, take significantly less time, and you'll have more available, and you can just simply go get them whenever you want and just throw a little bit of money at it, and you have a stock photo. If it looks specific to your company, if it is truly representative of your company, then whichever one you've used, it succeeded. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative, and I'll see you guys later.